Hello friends, welcome to my course Learn mernstack Authentication and Deployment. So are there any course requirements or prerequisite? To work on this project, you must have the following skill sets. You must have basic knowledge of HTML, basic knowledge of CSS, and basic knowledge of JavaScript. So what is the course objective? Participant will be able to implement mernstack concept in current and future project. What you will learn in this course. So we will create a mernstack authentication using React, Node, Express, and MongoDB. Who are the targeted students? Students with no mernstack experience, front-end developers and back-end developers, anyone who want to learn mernstack authentication and deployment. By the end of the course, you will have the following skill sets. Hands-on regarding practical and real-life scenarios of creating authentication using mernstack. So let's get started. Hello friends, welcome back. In this video, we will prepare backend dependencies for our MERN app. I have VS Code open and I have created a folder on my desktop with the name MERN-auth. Okay, so this is the folder which I have created, MERN-auth. Right now it is empty. Okay, so let's go to VS Code and we need to open the terminal. So I'll press Control and backtick key to open the terminal. You can open it by clicking terminal, new terminal also, okay, or else you can do control and backtick key. So the folder is on my desktop, so I'll do cd desktop. Okay, now I need to go inside the folder, so cd MERN auth, this is my folder name. Okay, now I'm inside the folder. We also need Node.js installed in our machine. If you don't have Node.js, just go to Google and type Node.js. So this is the first link, just click on it. And you need to install this LTS version. Okay, I have already installed in my machine. Once installed, you can check it in the terminal by typing node space hyphen version. So mine is 14.15.3, and then you can also check npm version by typing npm hyphen version. Okay, so it is 6.14.9. Okay, let me clear this. So now we will initialize node package. So we need to type npm init -y and press enter. Okay, so a package.json file has been created. So let's open our folder. So click on open and desktop. Then we have MERN-auth, open. Okay, so let me open the package.json file. So we will change the values later in this course. For now, let's install the dependencies. So let's go to terminal again. So control and backtick key. Okay. And here I will type npm install. The first package is bcrypt.js. Okay. So bcrypt.js is a package that helps us to hash password so we can safely store password in our database. Then we have config. So config is a package that allows us to define a set of default parameters and even extend them for different deployment environments like development, staging, Q&A, and so on. Then we have Express. This is going to be our backend server, and we also have Express Validator. So Express Validator. Now Express Validator is a set of expressjs middleware that allows us to create a validation chain for input field, and we will see that in action later. Then we have Jest. So Jest is a JavaScript unit testing framework that is really simple to configure and use. Jest is one of the most popular unit testing framework. In fact, we can use it to test both front end and back end. And Jest is so popular with React that it comes bundled with Create React app. Then we have JSON Web Token. So JSON Web Token is a package that allows us to generate, decode, and verify JSON Web Tokens, which essentially act as a credential that can subsequently provide access to resources for our users. And then we have Mongoose. Mongoose is a wrapper for interacting with MongoDB. Okay. Now, if I want to suppress the deprecation warning and warning from not having a repository URL set up in my package.json, I can specify --log level equals to error. Okay, and that will show only errors. However, it is good practice to see what you are getting as deprecation warning and so on, so that you can take care of problems beforehand if they are severe enough. So I'll remove this. We want to see the deprecation warnings. Okay, now let's press enter. So getting some error, let's do it again. Okay, so npm install bcrypt.js config express validator just json web token and mongoose. Okay, let's press enter. Okay, now it is working fine. Okay, so we are getting some deprecation warning. So just ignore it. It won't affect our application. Now we will install development dependencies. So let me clear this out. So clear, and I will install development dependencies. So npm install, and then we will do -d. Okay, then we can use concurrently. So con currently, a tool that allows us to run multiple commands concurrently to start both front end and back end while we are developing both. And then we have nodemon. So nodemon monitors for changes and restart the server. So we don't have to worry about doing that every time we make a change. Okay. Now let's press enter. So these two are the development dependencies. So here, as you can see, these are the development dependencies concurrently and nodemon. Okay. Now we will modify this package.json file. Okay, so let me close this. So name will be MERN auth. Okay, if you want to change the name, you can change it. Description, I will do MERN app to learn authentication. Okay, so we are not going to have index.js as our main entry point. We are going to have server.js. So let's remove this index and do server.js. Okay, and then we will create the script right away. So that's going to be server. So just remove the test and do server, and the server script will use nodemon. Okay, so I specify nodemon in the script, and finally in the author I will do tech academy. Okay, so let's save this file and we are good to go. So we have installed all the dependencies for the project. Now in the next video, I will create the server.js file and we will create the express app. Okay, so this is it for this video, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye bye. Hello friends, welcome back. In this video, we will create server.js file. So inside the root directory, we will create a new file and name this as server.js and hit enter. So the first thing we are going to need is we need to import express. So the way we do this is we declare a new variable and we are going to declare it using const keyword because we want the variable to be constant. We are not going to change this variable down the line, and we are going to call it as express, and we are going to set it equal to require and open and close round brackets, and as a string we can type express. Now what we have done here is we are telling node to load the express library or express framework and then just store it in this express variable. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to create an app, an express app. So the way you do it in express is we will create another variable and we will just call it app. So again, const app, that is equal to express, and the way you initialize in express application is just open and close parentheses. So now not only we have imported the express framework, but we have also initialized a app, a functioning express app. Now we can start to code the actual endpoints. Okay, let me save this. So you might have heard about APIs. Essentially, what we are going to do is build an API. The first thing we are going to do is we are going to build a quick hello world example to see if our express application is up and running successfully. So we are going to say app.get. So it's a get request we want to do to the root directory. So we will type / inside a string. Okay. So this is the first parameter. And the second parameter is a callback function, which is going to be processing the request to this root directory. So the way this works in Express is any callback function in what's called a HTTP handler, which is what we are defining here. So it's a arrow function. Okay. So our callback function will be an arrow function, and this will have two parameters, request and response. Okay. Let me add a comment here, just a test route for now. Okay. So request is going to be called whenever it receives a HTTP request to this path, and it is going to be sending both request and response information to our function handling this request, and we have to capture the request and response, and then inside the body of the function we need to define what we are going to do with the request and response. Since this is very quick hello world example, so what we are going to do is we are going to simply do a implicit return by saying response dot send, and inside the round brackets we can say hello world. Okay. So anytime we hit this root directory of our Express application, we are just going to be sending a text which is called hello world. So the final thing that we are going to do is we need to get our Express app up and running, and the way we do this is we need to define what port on our machine is, what is need to listen to for inbound traffic. So we can say app.listen, and here we can define our port, which in our case will be 5000, and again a callback function. Okay, so it will be an arrow function. So basically Express doesn't send us anything, so we do not have any parameter, and we can just console log, and here we can say server started on port 5000. Okay. Now one more thing which we can do is we can store this port inside a variable. Okay. So here we can define a variable. So const, and the variable name can be port, that is equal to process.env.port or 5000. Okay. So this is good to use for Heroku deployment to get our port. Okay. So here let me add a comment. This is good to use for Heroku deployment to get the port. Okay. Now here we can just remove this. No need to remove this. We can just add a backtick key. Okay. And let's cut this out. Let's remove this, and here I'll paste it. And instead of this 5000, I can just say dollar curly braces, and we can get the variable here. Okay, we can use the variable here. Okay, so let's save this. Now let's open the terminal by pressing Control and backtick key, and here we can just run the app. So npm run server. Okay, and I have hit enter. So here it says server started on port 5000. Okay, let's go on the browser and let's see localhost, and here 5000, hit enter. So here as you can see we are getting hello world. So our Express app is up and running. Okay, so this is it for this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye bye. Hello friends, welcome back. In this video we will create MongoDB Atlas account. So let's go to the browser, and here I'll type mongodb.com. Okay, and press enter. So here you need to click on try free. So here is the sign up form. You can either fill this form or you can just click on sign up with Google. Okay. So here I will be using this form. So let me type my name, surname. The company is Tech Academy, and email is techacademy2019@gmail.com. Password, I'll keep my password. You can create your own password, and you just need to click on I agree to terms of service and privacy policy, and then we can just click on create your Atlas account. Okay, you can either use sign up with Google if you have a Gmail account, I was having Gmail account, but still I want to show you this option. So by filling the form, let me close this. Okay, we need to verify the email. So I'll just pause the video and I'll just verify the email. Okay, so my verification link is expired. So let me click on recent verification email. So here it is written, this link will expire after 2 hours. Okay, so let's click on verify email. Okay, so my email is successfully verified. Let's click on continue and let's close this Gmail account. Okay, now it is saying welcome. Use your account to deploy a cloud database with MongoDB Atlas and contact support. Okay, so now it is redirecting me to these options. So what is your goal today? Okay, so let's click on learn MongoDB. What type of application you are building? Okay, so I'm just selecting randomly. I'm selecting. Okay, so let's click on content management. Okay, what is your preferred language? So let's click on JavaScript and click on finish. Okay, so here are the options: serverless, dedicated, or shared. So let me close this. So this is the free one which we wanted to use. Okay, so let's click on this and then let's click on create. Okay, so a cluster will be created. Okay, so let's click on create. Okay. So now the cluster option is here. So we can create our cluster on AWS or Google Cloud or Azure. So by default, AWS will be selected. So let it be selected and we just need to click on create cluster. Okay. Okay. So here it will take up to 3 to 5 minutes to create the cluster. Okay. So we need to wait for at least 5 minutes. Okay. So let me pause the video and I'll be back in 5 minutes. So while this cluster is being created, okay, let's click on database. So now it is in the background, it says your cluster is being created. And here there is a list, okay. So where you can see few options like build your first cluster, create your first database user, add IP address to your uh, add IP address to access list. Okay. So, and then there are two more like load sample data, which is optional. And then there is one more connect to your cluster. Okay. So this is a handy list. So let's minimize this. Okay. So the cluster is still being created. So it will take up to 7 or 10 minutes to provision. Okay. So let's wait. Let me just pause the video. So now our first cluster has been created. The cluster name is cluster 0. Okay. And now under security, you can just click on database access. And here you can add new database user. So let's click on this. Okay. So there are some options. We need to select this password. Okay. So uh, I'll just use the username as Tech Academy. You can give whatever username you want. Okay, I'll just keep Tech Academy 123 and password also I'll keep same Tech Academy 123. Okay, let me just check. Okay, and if you want to auto generate the password, you can just click on this, but you need to just copy that auto generated password and save it somewhere. Okay, because once you forget, then again you need to auto generated. So it's better to create your own new password and remember it, or I think you just need to save it somewhere. Okay. So now this user has the option of read and write to any database. So this is good because we need that user to be able to read and write to the database. Okay. So now we just need to click on add user. Let me close this. So I think this user is being created. Now we have some other tasks to complete. Let's see what are the tasks. So once you click on get started, you can see the list. So this is done. database user is created. Now we need to add the IP address to access list. So we need to click on network access, okay? And here you need to click on add IP address. So here are two options. First one is add current IP address, and the second one is allow access from anywhere. So I'll just click on allow access from anywhere, okay? So now we don't have to do anything. We just need to click on confirm. Okay, now the status is active. So that's all we need for this point, okay? Now, let's click on get started. So load sample data, this is optional, and connect your cluster. So this we will do in the next video, okay? We will connect our cluster to our application. So right now, just click on no thanks and just click on dismiss it, okay? Only one task is remaining that we will do in the next video. So now if I click on database, so this is our cluster name, cluster 0, and once I click on connect, so here are the options. As you can see, it says connect with MongoDB shell, connect your application, connect with MongoDB Compass, and connect using VS Code. So I think this is something new. First, there were only three options. Now they have added this fourth one also. So we will be using connect your application. Okay. So, but we will be doing in the next video. Okay. So let me show you what it is. So if I click on this, so this is the string, okay? We just need to copy this and then we need to add the password, okay? We need to replace this password as it says replace password with the password for Tech Academy 123. Okay, in my case, the password is also same. So that I'll show in the next video. And here also it says replace my first database with the name of database, okay? So we need to give our database name, okay? So instead of my first database, we need to give our database name, okay? So that we will see in the next video, okay? So I think we are good to go. Our MongoDB database has been configured and we are ready to use it, okay? So this is it for this video and I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye-bye.